Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do an energy reading for the solstice. So June 21st is the summer solstice, but we're going to be feeling this gateway for, a few days before and after. And I will just say I always find and set the intention that whenever you view this video, if you were called to it, the messages in here are going to be relevant for you at that time. I go back to old videos that are timely. I was just doing this the other day, really far back, and I just found myself drawn to certain videos from a couple Decembers ago, and everything in there, I was like, holy shit, that's what I needed. So anyway, I'm going to tune into what we need to know about this solstice, or whatever you need to know whenever you're watching this. Isn't that so fun? And the way this works is I'm going to just be consciously channeling. So guides are all here, and I'm just relaying what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, what I'm getting, just letting it come through, and then pulling some cards, and we'll see what comes up and what we need to know. And also just remind you, if you do enjoy all these energy readings and the channel messages, definitely check out my membership, the Channel Collective. It's a monthly membership with basically all of the tools and resources you need for your spiritual growth, personal development, intuitive development, spiritual fitness, as I have recently been calling it, and I do regular energy updates in there as well as consistent channel messages. It's a lot of fun. We have calls, we have energy healings, we have a party. So check it out. All right, what do we need to know? Where do you want me to start? Okay, before I even pull any, big solar plexus activations for sure. And for some of you, you might be feeling solar plexus pains as the solar plexus really gets upgraded and new DNA reactivated, or dormant DNA reactivated, I should say. But big upgrade there. They're like saying, no, we're actually like swapping out a lot of stuff. And so noticing if you're waking up in the middle of the night a lot right now, that might be because the guides are doing some work on you, doing some energy work on you while you are sleeping, and just paying attention to the digestive area in general and eating really easily digestible food. So they're showing me like mashed potatoes and applesauce and broth and, just things that are easier to digest instead of all this fibrous stuff. So I would think like easily digestible if you're feeling those symptoms. Not everybody's going to feel that. Those have been coming through in waves, but there's a huge opportunity right now for all of the stuff we've been kicking up and starting to pay attention to and realizing what we want to release, what we want to step into. The solstice is this beautiful gateway portal of illumination and manifestations coming forward, and it's the sun, like the sun, the energy of the sun, So a lot of that, what else is coming up? I feel that a lot of you, if you've been feeling like you've been in a rut or you've been feeling a lot of heaviness, it feels like, through this gateway, I'm going to feel a lot of release for sure. And I feel that you're just going to see things in a different way. It's going to be one of those moments where, do you ever look at pictures from high school and you're like, it's like that moment of kind of turning around, like, oh, that was interesting. I can't believe I thought that was a good idea, or I can't believe I did that, And it's one of those moments where until you're when you get older and you see it from a completely different perspective and you remember that version of you, but there's this kind of, what was I thinking? I genuinely thought that was a good idea. I feel that they're showing me that, you're going to look back at even recently, like earlier this month or even last month, and be like, whoa, I can't believe I was doing that. Or what if you've been feeling really stuck in the mud, like molasses, like I can't change my pattern or behavior, this limiting belief, it feels like there's been some things maybe just nagging at you, like maybe you keep thinking about somebody and you're trying to cut the cords and it's just not going away, or you keep trying to work on a limiting belief or an energy shift and it's just it's the boomerang energy, it just keeps coming back. I really feel that through this solstice gateway, a lot of that is just going to be dissolved, dissolution. And it's really important to remember when we're in these liminal stages or these transitionary stages, it can feel pretty uncomfortable. We so often want to go from one place to the next, but there's so much bridge energy going on, and that's where a lot of the growth happens. I mean, it's easy when we're just from one place and headed into the other, but where a lot of the growth and exploration, personal reflection, things that we need to learn come up, the expansion comes up, and where the energy gets recalibrated is in these bridge states, in these liminal stages, which I feel a lot of people have been in. And the solstice is like, oh, I'm finally going through the gate to the next part of my life. And so I feel like you've been getting clearer and clearer, but there are still some 3D logistic things that you're not fully clear on yet. Like, I feel like it's gotten clearer and clearer, but there's still some things that you're not fully clear on yet, or there are just some habits or behaviors or things you're like, why am I still my own way with this? And it just feels like the energy can't shift. I really feel that through this solstice, you're going to wake up and be like, oh yeah, I can just release it. I moved on. Like, your inner desires or what's a frequency match is really going to shift. And let me tell you, this is why energy work is so powerful. You know, I have spent my whole life being a type A overachiever, perfectionist, doing a gazillion things, and really being obsessed with productivity and efficiency and how I can cram the most crap into my day, which, you know, viewing things very differently now, but I'm just telling you how I've historically been. And what I loved about energy healing, which I still love, but honestly, this is one of the big reasons why I loved energy healing so much when I first found it, was because there would be patterns I was trying to shift, behaviors I was trying to shift, limiting beliefs I was trying to shift, and it was like, I just kept getting in my own way. And when I finally understood that if I could clear it energetically, it could just snap in place overnight and just recalibrate my vibration to what I actually want, I learned how to, hey, overnight I can change a habit. And it's not through the traditional, I have to keep up with repetition sort of thing, or make a new groove, which, yeah, we can still do it that way. But when you do the energy work and you really just shift it and say, hey, I'm clearing this out and I'm actually downloading in this new software, this new coding, and this is actually how we're operating now, that's when I just woke up the next day and went on with the new code. Or you just went on with a new routine, and it could just change overnight. And there wasn't this constant, like, I have to work to change the habit. And that is what is so, available to us with so many different modalities of shifting energy and shifting frequency. That's why frequency work is so powerful. It's fast. This is how you make fast shifts in your life. But this is really available for us around these eclipses, and particularly with the solstice. Like, it's just a huge, hey, we can make a 180 right here. There's a big opening of energy, and we're moving into, the second part of the year where things feel lighter and more fun. And it's typically like the first part of the year where things are heavy and sludgy, and we're realizing all the things we need to let go of, we need to change. And then that second part of the year is when the manifestations come into play. And so it's sort of, it's that point of like going uphill, and then you hit the solstice and it's like, oh, I guess that would be the other direction. You see what I'm saying? It's like a full circle, right? So I've been doing all the work, it feels like a more internal self-reflection the first 6 months. And then you hit the solstice and it's like, whoa, all of the energy shifts I've been making, all the realizations I've been making, all the things I've been releasing. Now I'm seeing things actually come in. Now I'm seeing things get replaced in my life in a positive way that's really realigned with my higher frequency, right? My truer self. So a lot of that's going to come in. Let me just pull. Manifestation, freedom, family, and strength. I feel that there's this energy that's been rising around. It was throat chakra, and now it's solar plexus, and it's really stepping into our confidence, really stepping into our abilities, our truth, and owning who we really are. And with that, when you really own that, when you own your truth, now the things that aren't resonant for us, that we're holding on to, that aren't serving us anymore, it becomes much easier to release it, right? Because it's like, I'm so firm and confident in who I am. And so what they want you to start to think about is, what am I continuing to, actually, no, we'll word it that way. We'll word it like this. If I was fully 100% confident in myself, what would I do differently? And that's what I get to start doing. And that is where I find freedom, right? And many of you are waiting for something to shift or change to then have the freedom. Live your freedom right now. Right? Because if you're living like you're not free in your life, what do you think you're going to create more of? Like, what's your reality going to be? And so it is accessing that frequency, like freedom, liberation. Where am I suppressing myself, right? Where am I living in the energy of I'm not free until this happens? Or once I make more money, I'll feel more freedom. Once I have more friends, once I find my partner, like really tuning into what would make me feel free, and why am I not living that way right now and making some shifts right now? This inner strength card. I mean, this is solar plexus activation. What do we want to know about family? I feel like this came up, I don't know if it was in the membership reading, but they're basically saying like truths around family dynamics are really going to come to light. And so that could be, honestly, it feels more of like an energy of like where things are not working. And I feel that there's this really important realization in the family context. And for some of you, that might be more like friends who are family, right? Of this dynamic, just it's not working, or I didn't realize that was going on, or I realized that I was betraying myself this whole time because I keep adjusting to you or what you want, right? Or you know what? All of this teasing, it was funny at first and now it's not great anymore. Like there's just going to be something, whether that feels like a big piece of information revealed. I feel like it's more like I got hit across the head. I got, I snapped awake. Is that a phrase? Whatever. I woke up to the fact that I have been allowing this dynamic that isn't serving me. And for some of you, that's also going to look like I've just been witnessing it. I've been enabling it. I've been involved. And instead of I need to remove myself from the situation. And the thing is that when you remove yourself from situations that aren't healthy anymore, that actually opens up the space for the dynamics and situations that are healthy and aligned to come in. I feel that for a lot of people, we're going to re-access this frequency, I'll say, a family through the relationship with the divine and through soul family coming in, right? And so really starting to neutralize what it means to have family. And, this is true whether or not you have a great relationship with your family. I know many people have a great relationship, other people have a strained relationship, and it's just starting to see what's serving me and what's not. And what if I expand out my definition of family? And they really want you to prioritize the relationships that feel like family. And what they mean by that is people who feel like home, whether or not they are, whether they're friends or biological family, or like, it doesn't matter who it is. I mean, that could even be with your social media accounts, right? Really tuning into that frequency of what does family mean, right? It's love, right? It is unconditional love. It's like, I'm going to show up for you. You can trust me. It's loyalty. It's trust. It is, I can, be my full self around you. I feel safe to do that. I don't have to hedge what I say. I can just be me, right? You understand me, you get me. It feels like home, right? And really starting to look at all of the different energetic connections in your life and reevaluate, like what am I giving energy to that's not feeding me back, right? That's not really lighting me up, right? And really getting discerning with who we're giving our energy and attention to. And I know I have been feeling this. I mean, I'm a 2-4 in human design, so what do you know, right? It's kind of how I am. But I've definitely been feeling really called to hermit intensely recently, and I've been talking to a couple of my other friends, and it seems like that's a theme going around as well. And they're basically saying that a lot of that hermiting energy is coming up for different people because, it's a way to get us to start to really reflect on the relationships in our lives. And it's just so important that we know what it feels like to be in our own energy field and to be alone. And most people think that they know what that feels like, and they do not. And if you've never spent, at least a whole weekend just by yourself, without social media, without TV, you don't know what it's like to be alone. Right? And it's like, that's the neutralization point, right? That's neutral. From there, we start to interact with other people and we realize who's serving me and who's not, right? But it's really, I feel like people are really going to make some shifts with where they're spending their time and attention, because they're going to realize, like, you know what, I need to keep giving my energy to relationships where I feel safe, where I feel like I can just be myself, where I feel understood, where I feel seen, where I feel heard, where I feel loved. Rather than, oh, you've always been my friend, so I'm going to keep giving you my energy. Like, these are just the automatic behaviors we have ingrained, or just because you're my family doesn't mean I'm obligated to you, right? And so it's really just starting to tune into that vibration of family and redefining it for ourselves. Okay, get up, get moving. Overcome your fears. Create your own luck. I feel that you're going to have a natural like this natural surge spurt of energy, and noticing where your energy is naturally guiding you of like, I'm so pumped, I'm going to do that new project. Yes, let's go. Let's move forward there. Right. Or even just like, you know what I'm thinking about? Here I go again. You know what, the last Harry Potter, you know, the last Harry Potter, when there's the war at Hogwarts and Neville is like, he says something like, you know, I feel like I could spit fire, like, and he's like, I have to go tell Luna I love her. And he's just like, you know, he never would usually say that. You know, he's Neville. And all of a sudden he's just riding the intensity of the energy, and he's going to tell Luna that he loves her. And so, you know, it's like that kind of energy, right? So even if you feel like, oh, I don't usually have the courage to speak up or go for it, whether that's something with career or relationships or just, you know, in your life in general, putting yourself out there, a project, creativity, whatever, like noticing where you have this natural urge, this natural hit of energy, like this natural caffeine boost, that's your intuition being like, go in that direction and say the damn thing. And there's something to timing here, okay? Like when you are getting those surges of energy in a certain direction, there's like a portal basically. And that's probably divine timing. You know, I always find this when somebody will come in my head and I just feel this urge to reach out to them. I'm like, oh, I like need to reach out to them. And even when it's people I don't usually reach out to, I always follow that because I'm like, that's probably, there's a reason. Maybe, you know, they have a message for me or I have a message for them, but they're probably free at that moment, right? Something like that. So just follow that because the energy is guiding you naturally to alignment. And it's through this bold action, right? Following that surge of energy, no matter where it's leading you to. If you keep feeling like I need to reach out to that person, or I feel like I just need to go, I don't know why I need to go to that store. I don't know. I keep getting this feeling I need to, you know what? I've been feeling like, I'm serious right now. I've been really craving s'mores, and then I got an email about these healthy s'mores. So I ordered 2 boxes, and I just feel like I need to make s'mores. I'm going to follow it, right? I'm going to follow it because it's doing something for me. My point is, following this is how you create your own luck. And that's what manifestation is. It's like, it seems like it's not connected. It's connected. Creating your own luck is following, like get up, get moving, take the action, like go for it, follow your intuition. And you're being guided to the situations, to the dynamics of the conversations that are bringing you, you know, what you really want, how you really want to feel. We love that. We love that energy. They just keep saying, stop doling yourself down. I feel like it's been building up. It's starting to realize, whoa, these are all of the places I've been making myself small. I haven't been speaking my truth. I haven't been asking for what I want. I haven't been communicating clearly what I want. I haven't been expressing how I really feel. You know, they really want you to think about, where can I communicate more clearly gratitude for people? This seems to be very important. Like if there's somebody in your life that you just really appreciate the way they show up for you, or you have a conversation that really is supportive for you, go take 5 seconds out of your day to just shoot them a text, or just like, hey, just so you know, like that conversation really helped me, or just be like, hey, just so you know, every time we talk, I always feel really amazing after. Like, I just really love being around you. I really appreciate all of your reflections. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate our friendship. They really want you to start putting that out there. You know, people whose work you resonate with, leave a comment on their Instagram or on their YouTube or whatever it is. Like any little, they're saying like public display of affection. It doesn't have to be public, but how can you really tune into the gratitude of like, wow, I'm really grateful for this person or this experience, this energy exchange, and expressing that to them. It's going to open up a lot of doors for you energetically, and that gratitude and that exchange of energy, you know, it's one of the reasons why it's so, helpful. Putting all of that good energy out there, you receive that back, right? And so they're saying that, like, really, it's a way to open your heart. It's a way to open up your heart space and open up that heart chakra that feels very accessible of, you know, and it could be somebody who maybe they already know that you appreciate them, but just taking that time to be like, hey, I just want to say, like, I really appreciate our friendship. And our friendship makes me feel safe. It makes me feel heard. It makes me feel seen. And I really enjoy it. And I just want to let you know that. It's really going to open up a lot for you energetically. Okay, here we go. Letting go. Perception and risk. I mean, I feel like these basically tied together everything I was just been talking about, because it is the full, like, I got to get through this gateway. I'm releasing all the old stuff, and it's been building up to that. It is the shift in perception, like seemingly overnight of I released all that stuff. I'm recalibrated. And now that I'm on the other side, I'm like, wow, I'm seeing this in a completely different light. So there's that shift in perception and the risk, right? That is following your gut. That is noticing where the energy is taking you, noticing where the energy is leading you, and just doing the damn thing. I feel like we've been accessing more and more of our boldness, more and more of our truth, and now it's time to take the action, and the opportunities are going to come in. So a lot has been, moving around. The opportunities are going to come in. So be ready, be ready for it to drop in, and you're going to know, oh shit. And I feel like you're going to have this moment of, wait, is this it? I can't believe this happened, right? You've been maybe you've been talking about things that you want to manifest in, and it's been feeling like nothing's happening. Things are going to come in. It's it. That's it. It's getting in the physical, right? And it might even be, wow, forgot I said that. We will, Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. Starseed, what lights you up? Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. This is, again, reaccessing this frequency of family, star family, soul family. What this is divine love, right? And divine love is accessed through source itself, through our relationship with the divine, right? With these connections that really are a vibrational match where you really do feel seen, heard, and loved. And so if you really shift your energy and priorities to people who are truly soul resonant, really tune into that. People who really deeply see you, right? You just know we're soul fam. and really your connection with the divine, with source, really living as your higher self, right? And really tuning into all of the wisdom that's always available to you right now. And really, I feel that prioritizing your spiritual practice and you know what that looks like is time with yourself, getting to know yourself, journaling and meditating and doing things that light you up, right? On a soul level, anything that's joyful, getting in your creative zone, going out in nature, right? Taking an adventure by yourself. This is how you connect to yourself. This is how you connect to the divine, right? Really reconnecting with nature. And they just keep showing we're about to quantum leap. It's an octave above. It's an octave above. I feel that there are going to be spontaneous healings, spontaneous body shifts as well. And if it goes in the other direction, that's your wake-up call. So they just keep showing people are going to jump up an octave, and this is where the relationships recalibrate. So just notice over the next week, this could be as subtle as, I thought I liked avocados and suddenly I cannot stand the taste. That's weird. I used to love this show, and all of a sudden I'm I literally don't want to watch it, right? So paying attention to what am I doing just because it's habit or routine, what am I doing unconsciously, and now making conscious decisions and being is this really resonant for me anymore? So the things that we've just been doing unconsciously, everything's going to be conscious, and we're going to feel, whoa, what's resonant and what's not. So a lot of exciting stuff coming in, a lot of big manifestations. I'm very excited to see the opportunities that come your way, and it's just going to be one of those moments of holy shit, that was it. I said I wanted to manifest that, and it just came in. Isn't that cool? Very cool. Anything else for the solstice? They're saying trust yourself, rest, receive the activations. We're guiding you to more flow in your life. And more flow in your life is going to require releasing the things that are creating the resistance that are leading to not feeling like you are in flow. So you need to trust the new direction. You need to trust what needs to be released. You need to trust when you are being guided to hermit or just go inward, just be by yourself, take it easy. And noticing where that's bumping up against your ego, they are guiding you to your highest alignment. And so it really is just trusting the process, even if it feels like you have gone through this weird void space or a weird rut. It is very much bow and arrow being pulled back before you launch forward. So solstice, yummy, juicy, sun, gateway energy, going through heaven's gates. Let's do this. I'm pumped. Let me know if this resonates. Leave a comment below. I always love and appreciate your comments, and hit the thumbs up button if you did enjoy this. Be sure to share this video if you think it would resonate with anybody in your life. Appreciate those shares so much. And that's it for today. Sending you lots of love, and I will talk to you very soon.